Okay, in the study of the parabola, there's one missing concept which I didn't want to discuss, but since some student asked, so let's discuss this concept. In the parabola section, sorry, remember there are four standard forms on the four standard positions. Let's talk about one position. One position, the first position we discussed, we place F, the focus, at A0, x coordinate. And we place the directrix at x equal to -a. Okay, and then you have the parabola opening to the right. And the function is y squared is equal to 4ax. This is the same a. And in this case, you draw the vertical line through the focus. Then you have the segment joining two intersections. This one. So you draw the vertical line through the focus. This line is x equal to a. This directrix is x equal to -a. And this is x equal to a. X equal to a, see here, will intersect the parabola at 2 points. And this line also contains the focus, and you get the segment from the top intersection point to the bottom intersection point. This segment is called the Latus rectum. Oh, sorry, ECT1. This segment is called a Latus rectum. Well, let's see what is the length. First, we want to know the coordinates of those 2 points. They are in the same vertical line, so the coordinate will be the same. The x coordinate will be both a. In one vertical line, all the x-axes are the same. So the question is, what is this y? And also, it's a symmetric. Here, if this is y, this will be -y. It's a symmetric. The top and bottom, the curves are symmetric. So when x is a, when x is equal to a, so let's check. The y squared is a 4a times a is a 4a squared. X is 4a squared. Y squared is equal to 4a squared, then you take square root. Remember, when you take square root, you have plus and minus. You have two square roots. You have plus minus square root of 4a squared. It is a plus minus 2a. So the top is actually y equal to 2a, and bottom is actually negative y equal to -2a. Negative y is -2a. Okay, so that's why the top and bottom they have the different signs. Okay, so that is the coordinate. The top has a coordinate a to a. The bottom has coordinate a -2a. They belong to the vertical line. So the length of this segment is the top coordinate minus bottom coordinate. Of the Latus rectum is 2a minus -2a is equal to 4a. Okay, so this segment has a length 4a. So that's what the Latus rectum means. So Latus rectum means this segment. Its length is 4a. Okay, so here this is a Latus rectum. If we let's talk about the second standard position. If we have the second position, the opening is to the left, then the Latus rectum is this one. You see here, you draw the vertical line through the focus. Then this is a -a to a. This is a -a negative 2a. So again, this segment, again, the segment is called the latus rectum. The length is 4a. It doesn't matter which direction you get. The length is always 4a. And if we have the third type or third case of standard position, the focus is on the y-axis, then the latus rectum is this one. This segment is called the latus rectum. The length is still 4a. So this time you get 2a, a. This is negative 2a, because the focus has y-coordinate a. The this horizontal y-coordinate are the same of 3 points. So this is 2a, this is negative 2a. Then because it's horizontal, you use the right point to subtract the left point. So it's again 4a. If you have the last standard position, this is a, this is negative a. Then the rectum, the latus rectum is a segment. This segment is the latus rectum. Here is 2a, negative a. You see here, it's on the right side, it's 2a, positive. Negative a because it's below the x-axis. This is a negative 2a, negative a. Okay? And, okay, so here is a y squared is negative 4ax. It's negative part. So it's x squared is a 4ay. It's a positive y. X squared is negative 4ay. It's a negative y. Okay, the length is 4a. Okay, so the latus rectum is always this segment. Is always this segment. Okay, so for example, if we have some equation like the y squared is 12x. If we have y squared equal to 12x, then the a is equal to 3. The length of the latus rectum is 4 times 4a. 4a is a 12. Is 4a is equal to 12. Actually, it's exactly the coefficient because coefficient is also 4a. See, that's coincidence. That's not the there's no rhythm behind it. It's just by coincidence they equal to each other. Okay, so that's another way to memorize what is the length of the latus rectum. You just check what's in front, and it's positive. If you have a negative sign, you just ignore the negative sign. Okay, and it's always the segment parallel to the directrix through the focus. Okay, so this is the latus rectum. Well, it's possibly useful in some application, but that's not. It's not that useful in the in the computation of and in the analysis of a parabola. So that's why I didn't mention it during the lecture. But anyway, it's a good concept. You should know this concept, and you may see this concept in other applications. Okay, we'll finish this discussion.